What it do? What it do? Back at it again. Back at it again. See what we can get in here. See what we can get in here. But I really wanted to go live about I was just thinking about the way the new normal for college football. You know, we had 2020, you know, the great reset of society basically and economics, you know. But which also was a reset for Michigan, honestly. But what up, bro? But with this new college football playoff, there's a reset on what the college football season is. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people aren't really thinking about this or noticing it. So it just got harder to win a championship. If you're a team that's normally good, like Ohio State, maybe even Alabama, or even how Michigan has been currently. You know what I'm saying? So and honestly, for us bringing everybody back, like last year, us bringing everybody back, we make it through the regular season. Now we got 2 games to win. You know? Because you had to make it through the regular season. You couldn't drop a game. You could maybe drop 1. You know, if that. Just like Ohio State, they lost to us. Boom, you out of there. You know what I'm saying? So you had to make it through the regular season. You had to make it through that. But what it is now, and let's be real, sometimes the regular season was a cakewalk to get to the playoff. But now the regular season, it's not where it doesn't matter. People are acting like the regular season don't matter no more. The regular season still matters. It's just it's not as important. You maybe can drop 2 games. You probably get 2, maybe 3 on the right year. So as far as Michigan goes, Michigan can drop a couple games, probably a couple, and still make the playoff. To me, that's the real goal for this year. Like going undefeated and stuff, that's all well and good. You know what I'm saying? But to me, the expectation and the goal, all we want to do is make the playoff. We don't want the Big Ten 3 times in a row. So all we want to do is make the playoff this year after winning the championship. After winning the championship, losing all our coaches, losing some players, we just want to get into the playoff to have another shot. But the thing about for now, like I said with us last year, we ran through everybody and then won the playoff. To me, that's easier than what's coming up, like Ohio State. Oh, I'm coming up on a stop. Let me see what the new depth will be. Exactly, bro. That's exactly you right on point with what I was about to go. So with like Ohio State, they are feeling themselves, and they got an easy schedule and they got a lot of talent. So they should feel confident, honestly. But getting through the regular season, it's not gonna mean as much. Now you got a real battle. You got 3, maybe 4 more games to win the championship. You know how much bad stuff can happen with injuries and all that, just like you said with depth. You got a way harder road now. So you battle through the regular season to be undefeated, maybe 1 loss. And now you got your conference championship now, and you got 3-4 more games to try to win a championship. Who knows who could get hurt? You know what I'm saying? Who knows what bad refs you might get in one of those games? All these things matter. You know what I'm saying? So the road to the championship is tough, especially for a team like them with championship expectations. Like right off the bat, they feel like they're going to win the championship. It's going to be a hard road now, for real. You know, before to me, it was easier. You make it through your schedule, there's only 4 spots. So you can only really drop 1 game. Okay, I made it through my hard schedule. Conference championship is a cupcake. Now I just got 2 games. I got to win 2 games to win the championship. 1 game to get in the championship, the national championship. 2 games to win the national championship. Now just imagine if we ran through our regular season, boom, undefeated regular season. Boom, win the conference championship against the cupcake. Boom, beat Alabama. Boom, beat Washington. Now you got Oregon to play. You get through Oregon, boom, now you got to play Texas or somebody. Like, what? You see what I'm saying? The road to the championship just got a lot harder. Just got a lot harder. You know what I'm saying? It got way harder. So, honestly, I feel for them with those championship expectations at OSU, because you got a long road. Your road ain't like Michigan's. That era is over. The road is way different now. You know what I'm saying? But for Michigan, for us, whatever, however you want to say it, I know, because I keep seeing people saying, oh, Michigan's going to be 9-3 and whatever, or Michigan's going to be horrible. And we could possibly be 9-3 with our schedule. But to me, the thing is, you just have to make it through the schedule. I think we get in with 2 losses. Let's say we do lose 2 games, I think we still win. You just can't lose those big ones. You can't lose all of those big ones. What is it? This isn't in order. Ohio State, USC, Oregon, Washington. We got Michigan State too. Michigan State's not that good, so to me, it's really USC. Washington shouldn't be that good this year. So to me, we should be able to handle them already. So the big thing is USC, Oregon, and Ohio State. Those are the 3 big ones that I feel like we gotta at least win. To me, you just really gotta win 1 to guarantee you're in the playoff. You're gonna have to win 2 of them. But I think if we lose 2 games, we still gonna get in. Honestly, that's just the parity of college football. There ain't that many teams that's just gonna go undefeated or have 1 loss. We saw that this year. Now at the top, if it was a 14 playoff, hey, you might not be able to lose 1 game. That's if it was 14. It's 12 now. So everything changes. You know what I'm saying? So the way I look at it now, it's not the old way where you wanted to go undefeated every year. The real goal is to get in the playoff, to win a championship. Yeah, it's beautiful to win your conference if you can. But the real thing we want to do is win a championship. How do we win a championship? Get in the playoff. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it. What about Texas? What you think about Texas? I ain't really talking about Texas. I was just saying, what if we had to go through 4 teams to win the championship this year, like it's going to be this year? I mean, what if we had to go through 3 or 4 teams in the playoff last year to win a championship? So I was just naming teams, and I just named Texas like it was one of them. So that's the thing. Why is Ohio State ranked high every year? because Ohio State they've built up respect over these years. So you can pencil them in with plenty of top recruits, and they've built up success. Ohio State don't lose more than 2 games most years. On a regular basis, they don't lose more than 2 games. So the committee, not the committee, but the polls, they've earned that respect. And that's just a fact. They've earned that respect. Because they don't lose. Only team they consistently losing to now is Michigan. I hate people that make predictions that don't keep up with people who we got coming back. All people do is parrot with the stupid number. National media saying this. Casual Michigan fans are just, bro. I was watching Josh Pate yesterday. Hey, I was watching Josh Pate yesterday, and this dude, man, he did a Michigan kind of prediction video. It was like 4 minutes, but the video could have been, I don't know what Michigan's bringing back. So I don't know. That's really what the video should have been, because he didn't have any idea on what he was talking about. He didn't have not a clue. He didn't know anything about him. You know what I'm saying? Alex Orji could maybe be the starter, and I don't think they're gonna win repeat as champions, but he didn't know what he was talking about. Hey, Kenneth, the scheduling is a joke. I'm not sure why Ohio State usually has an easy schedule all the time. Ohio State, even with the Pac-12 teams coming over, Ohio State has a cupcake schedule. I think they play Oregon. They got an easy schedule. They got an easy schedule, and that's why I'm penciling them in pretty much for the playoff next year, because their schedule is very easy. But making the playoff, that's just the first part of the battle this year. I'm telling you, 3-4 more games, that's a lot of chances to lose. But a lot of these dudes, they don't know what they're talking about with Michigan. That's why, and I was thinking about this when I was getting in the car to get ready to make this video. Like, people don't, it's very few people I listen to on Michigan besides myself. Maybe Sam Webb and Devin Gardner. Besides that, that's pretty much it. For the most part, I don't listen to nobody else when it comes to Michigan, and especially evaluating the team and the talent. And most of these dudes, they don't know what they talking about. They got a couple bullet points, and then they moving on. Michigan has no QB of now. I wouldn't say we have no QB. We just don't have a starter. I guess you could say, well, that is no QB then. I mean, the committee respects Michigan to a certain point. They wanted us to prove it. And we did. So, the way Michigan has been, they had to give us a certain amount of respect, but they didn't want to give us that top respect. You're right, to a certain extent. But Michigan went out there and earned their respect last year. So who cares what they think you know what I'm saying, in the long run? Let's see. Yeah, but Michigan has no QB. Michigan has a QB. We just don't know who it'll be yet. You know what I'm saying? You get to talk about Orji, Tuttle, Danigal. You know what I'm saying? But to me, could be a transfer portal guy. To me, and I've said this before, the quarterback isn't as important as it is at other places. At Michigan. To me, it's not. JJ was a stud. And this isn't any shade at JJ. JJ was a stud. JJ could go out there and make not throw it most of the half and still come out there and make a big time throw to a game winning or sealing throw. You know what I'm saying? So that's not no knock on JJ, but the way Michigan is built, they don't need a great, I'm gonna go out there and throw for 5,000 yards or something like that, or, you know. And even a team like Ohio State, they don't know who their quarterback is. They don't know if it's gonna be Devin Brown or Will Howard. They still don't know. You know, the only thing, you've seen Will Howard play, so that's something to stand on. Michigan guys haven't proven anything except Tuttle. Tuttle started a couple years at Indiana, I believe. So, but I'm really not worried about it for the most part. I'm just not. You know, I'm just not really worried about it. Because a lot of people, when it comes to Michigan, a lot of people spew stuff. They don't, like Antoine Johnson was saying, they don't know what they talking about. A lot of people spew stuff and they don't know what they talking about. It's just like the offensive line. You guys lost your whole offensive line. Okay. The reason I'm not worried because Michigan stockpiles offensive linemen like Ohio State stockpiles wide receivers. Sharon Moore has got 2 Offensive Line of the Year awards. He knows how to develop. He didn't leave. They talking about you lost your coach. We didn't leave that offensive line coach. He's the head coach. Big dummy. So offensive line, I'm not worried about that. We got plenty of backs. Not worried about that. We got backs, been waiting their turn. Donovan Edwards still there. And I find it funny that Ohio State fans, and I have to bring them up because they're the only ones that say this stuff. Oh, Donovan Edwards. He wasn't that good last year. Well, did you watch him in the national championship? And forget last year. Did you forget what he did to you 2022? Y'all forgot about that? You forgot. You forgot how dumb he made y'all look. Okay. You've been 100 on making these podcasts. Let me ask you this. What do you think is our biggest weapon this year? All JJ had was to hand off the rest of the game. Why couldn't Orji do that? That's a fact. That's a fact. JJ just had to hand it off most of the time, especially this year. What our greatest weapon is if you in the pass game, it's gonna be Loveland 9 times out of 10 this year. I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler Morris had a coming out party also, because Tyler Morris was open, Tyler Morris probably should have had 300-400 more yards this year. JJ just missed him on wide open touchdown, long plays. Like, I can count 3 or 4 he missed him on wide open. So, but it's probably going to be Loveland in the throw game because he's been around. He's been consistent since he was a freshman. So Loveland will be the biggest weapon in the throw game because he's a mismatch nightmare. On offense, it's going to be the biggest threat is going to be the backs. You can pick one, whether that's Donovan Edwards' explosive plays, whether that's Khalil Mullins every down, or or Benjamin Hall. The run game is going to be the bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the bread and butter. But the biggest threat running the ball is going to be Donovan Edwards, most likely. You never know who might be like, it's my turn. Sorry, Donovan. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to split this time. It's my time to shine. But running the ball, Donovan, throwing it, it's going to be Loveland. Loveland is a mismatch nightmare, and he's huge. Loveland's a beast. But yeah, the Ohio State fans, and they talking about Donovan like he didn't destroy them in 2022. You know what I'm saying? They talk about him like they forgot. And like, did you see him in the national championship? 6 carries for 100 and some yards. He was averaging like 17, 16 yards a carry. Like, are you serious? You know what I'm saying? So I let a lot of these fans talk because they don't know. They just look. They look at they just look at certain things. Oh, they had a bunch of guys left. So when they see, let's say, the average Ohio State fan, and it could be the average Michigan fan, they're not paying attention close enough to know. So when they see, oh, Michigan had 40-some seniors, when they see that 40-some seniors, they think every player that started left. They think every player, because 44 players, that's a starting lineup and backups for offense and defense. 11, you got your 11 man, you got your backup, that's 11 more men on offense and defense. That's 44. So when they hear that, they think, man, that was 44. You guys lost your starters and backups on offense and defense. That's what they think mentally. That's what they're thinking. Well, I break down the psycho of the psychosis of these fans that don't know what they're talking about. So when they hear Michigan lost all those seniors, they think that's the offense and defense starters and the backups. So when they hear that, they don't think about Khalil Mullins. They don't think about Donovan Edwards. They don't think about Colston Loveland. They don't think about Samaj. They don't think about Miles Hinton coming back. They don't think about Tyler Morris. They don't think about Mason Graham, the best D tackle in the country. They don't think about Kenneth Grant, maybe could be the second or best D tackle in the country. They don't think about Rashawn Benny. They don't think about Will Johnson, maybe the best corner in the country. They don't think about Rod Moore. They don't think about Makari Page, maybe the best safeties in the country as a duo. They don't think about Zeke Berry, who got to play quite a bit last year. They don't think about Ernest Hausman. They don't think about the transfer that's coming, Hartman, that got to play a lot at Maryland last year. They don't think about all these players. They just hear all those seniors and they think Michigan has nobody returning that played. They forget that Michigan blew everybody, almost everybody out and had backups in by mid-third quarter for 75% of the season. So I just let them cook because they really ain't had nothing to be happy about. They ain't had nothing to be happy about. So the fact that they could see these talking points, oh, Michigan lost all this, Michigan lost all that, it's something for them to get happy about so they can just run with it. Orgy was hurt part of the year. That's why you didn't see Orgy for some time. Is because Orgy was hurt. At least what I heard. You know, you never know. But I heard Orgy was hurt for part of the year. You know, hey, we don't know. But that's what I heard. Is that Orgy got dinged up. You know what I'm saying? But you got to look at it like this on the other end. Orgy played in our most important games of the season. They put Orgy in the game. So you got to think about that also. The most important let's think about this. So 2021, Cade and JJ. JJ played against Ohio State. JJ played against Penn State. You know, JJ played in the playoff game, you know, mixing it up before Cade got pulled. So JJ played in the most important games. They did the same thing with Orgy last year. Orgy played against Ohio State. He didn't play a lot of the season when we were blowing people out because he was hurt or whatever. But when we got to Ohio State, when we got to the Big Ten Championship, when we got to play Bama, when we got in the national championship, Orgy played in all those games. They put him, so they trusted him enough to, all right, these the real games now. Get in there. You know what I'm saying? So there's that also. So, and I'm not saying you wrong on the backup. They didn't put him in on that. I'm just saying there's two ways to look at it. They didn't put him in a lot of those blowouts, but they did put him in when it was the most important games of the season. They put him in to, you know, light a spark, you know, give us something that JJ couldn't. Same way we used JJ when Cade was there to give us a spark and do something that Cade couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. You know, I know everybody's looking at what's his name? I'm getting all these dudes mixed up now. Orgy's. Everybody's looking at Orgy's high school stats and stuff like that, and you know, it's his passing completion numbers weren't good. Yeah, so I ain't gonna front. They weren't that good, but you know, that don't mean he can't improve. Similar to, and I'm not saying they're the same, but similar to a Joe Milton. And I know a lot of people gonna say Joe Milton wasn't good. Well, Joe Milton got a lot better from high school to this last year at Tennessee. It's about coaching, and it's also about the system. You know what I'm saying? Because my Buckeyes gonna smoke y'all. I've heard that for 3 years. I'm ready to, we in the show me state now. Show me. You know what I'm saying? But you know, but you know, Joe Milton, you know, it's about the system and the coaching. You know what I'm saying? Joe Milton flourished in Tennessee and Josh Heupel's system. You know? So that's one thing. Orgy is a different animal even from Joe Milton. Joe Milton wants to throw the ball. He doesn't want to run it. He's a reluctant runner. And you know, I talked to his high school coach, Coach Hayes. You know, I talked to his high school coach. Yeah, I'm in them type of circles. Yeah. But yeah, I talked to his high school coach and he even said it. Joe don't want to run. You know, so Orgy's a different beast because Orgy wants to run and he's built like that. He's built like that. So you can cater an offense to him in a different type of way. You don't have to ask him to go out there and win the games with his arms. You can have him win. JJ won a few games with his legs where he didn't do that much. He only made a few throws. You know what I'm saying? So we can continue that where we ain't gonna ask you to do that much. But you built like a tank, which JJ wasn't. So we might ask you to run it a little more, you know, to create offense. You know, JJ had some games where he was dinged up and whatever, where he just handed the ball off most of the game. He wasn't asked to do much at all. But with a dude like Orgy, you can say, yeah, we're not going to ask you to do much through the air, but we do want to, we are going to ask you to do more with your legs because that's part of what makes you special. It's all about using what makes these dudes special. The problem with JJ would get hit and get dinged up. Yeah, he would continue to play. He wasn't missing no games, but JJ would get hit a few times, and he's limping or dinged up or something. He's hurt. He's nursing injury. So now you have to cater your game plan around. All right, JJ's dinged up, so it's just a little bit different. Oh yeah, Ohio State done won the offseason championship. I never seen the fan base. Hey, you would swear these boys won the championship and they brought everybody back from a championship team. You would swear they Michigan and they brought everybody back from the championship. They brought everybody back from a playoff team. You know what I'm saying? You would swear they brought everybody back from a Big Ten championship team. You would swear they brought everybody back from a team that actually beat Michigan. You would swear they brought everybody back from any one of those. Boy, the way they talking, boy. Man. These dudes talking like they brought the dudes back that beat Michigan. Brought the dudes back that won the Big Ten championship. Or forget winning the Big Ten championship. They brought the dudes back that made it to the Big Ten championship. They brought the dudes back that won the Big Ten championship. They brought dudes back that made the playoff. They brought dudes back that won a playoff game. Like, come on. These folks cocky, they ain't brought back none of that. They brought back championship aspirations. Woohoo! Hey, they got championship aspirations. Let go. Hey, they got a squad. They do got a squad, and they got an easy schedule. So, hey, more power to them. This is, but on some real stuff, on some real talk, what hurts y'all, Ohio State, is the same thing that hurt us last year. I mean, it didn't hurt us. We ended up beating y'all, but it had the possibility of hurting us. Y'all don't play Michigan until the end of the year. That hurts y'all because we bringing in some new coaches, some new starters on offense. I mean, most of the starters on defense is gonna be the same, but even the new defensive starters, by the time we play y'all, they'll be seasoned. So that's gonna hurt. That hurts y'all. I mean, it could hurt, it could not, but you know, that's what's, let me use a different word. That's what sucks. That's what sucks for you by playing us the last game. Because all those new dudes on offense, they gonna know their role and everything by the time we play y'all. That whoever that new quarterback is, whether it's Orji Danagal or a transfer, Michigan is gonna know what he does well and what he doesn't do well by the time we play y'all. You know what I'm saying? You said OSU trying to copy Michigan. I mean, y'all are. Y'all brought back everybody. Who did that? And this isn't my talking point once again. Y'all brought back all these seniors. Y'all used your NIL money and all this to bring back seniors. What did Ohio State just do? We're bringing back everybody to try to win a championship. We're staying to try to win a championship. Huh? Where did I hear that? Where did I hear that? Where did I hear a bunch of dudes say we're coming back next year to win a championship? We got unfinished business. Huh? Where did I hear that? Oh, I heard Blake Corum say that after 2022. Y'all gotta stop taking a slight for everything. Some of y'all gotta stop taking a slight towards everything. everything isn't a slight towards Ohio State. Like, some stuff is just true. Like, everything isn't a slight. Because honestly, if I'm going to be 100, I'm not knocking your players for doing this. You know what I'm saying? That's good for you that you got all these dudes coming back trying to, you know what I'm saying? More 1-0 on day. You know, that's good for y'all. Y'all got all these dudes that y'all could have come back. But the team that just did that, and everybody knows it, is Michigan. Hell, a dude like Travion Henderson, he just like Blake. Travion could have went pro. Same way Blake could have went pro. I mean, Blake had the knee injury, but it's about the same. Could have went pro. Decides to come back to try to win the championship. Travion, and I ain't gonna front, Travion, he's kind of hungry. He's hungry for that win against Michigan. He's hungry for it. That I don't like. That I don't like. I don't like a dude that hungry. His hunger, it worries me a little bit. A dude like that that's hungry, like, I could see it when he was running against Michigan and he got hurt. And then he came back in the game and still was kind of running hard with the injury. I was like, I don't like this dude. I don't like that. As an opponent, now if I'm an Ohio State fan, I like that. But I don't like that. That hunger, that passion, that I can't stand these dudes. I'm coming back to beat them. I don't like that. Because when you got hunger and passion like that, you can make some good stuff happen. So, I ain't gonna front. I don't like that. Now, he was getting smacked by Sanger still. But I still, the hunger and passion, I do like that. I do like it as just a football fan. Now, as a Michigan fan, I don't like it that he's on Ohio State and he's got that hunger to come back and want to try to beat Michigan and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because Travion Henderson, that dude is fast. That boy get in the open field, you can say goodnight. You can say goodnight to him. I mean, I guess it's the same with Donovan Edwards, you know. It's just last year, Travion, he was able to put it all together for the most part. He was able to put it all together. So honestly, I was surprised he came back. But that shows how hungry he is to beat Michigan, win the Big Ten championship, and try to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. But to say that y'all, Ohio State isn't doing what Michigan doing, like, come on, bro. Like, I get it with rivals, but just be real. Y'all doing what we did. Y'all bringing everybody back. You should be hoping that you can do what Michigan just. We're coming back to win a championship and actually being able to do it. Because a lot of teams and a lot of players say they're coming back to win a championship and they don't do it. They can't make it happen. Especially with all the circus that was going around Michigan and they still were able to win a championship. You better be hoping that you can do that too. Ain't no shade, it's just real. Like, Michigan said they were coming back to win a championship, and they actually did it. Which is what made last year and this offseason so sweet. Even though we lost all the coaches, it's still so sweet. Because they told you they was coming back to win a championship, and then all that stuff happened. And I told y'all, wasn't nobody saving y'all, Ohio State fans, Penn State fans, Michigan State fans, college football playoff fans, Bama fans, Purple Rain fans. I told y'all wasn't nobody saving y'all. And it was so sweet. It was so sweet. Boy, you talking about the candy factory. you know. But what's the big thing? The missing piece, and honestly, it ain't even the missing piece, because we still got another portal to get through. We still got one more portal to get through before we know who exactly is going to be on the 2024 team. So, and honestly, that's why I haven't made predictions and stuff like that and all that stuff, which I don't like to do anyway. Unless I know, like the last couple years, like, boy, we ain't losing. We might lose one game, but we going to be in that playoff. So this year is different. We got to wait and see who's leaving and who's staying. We got one more portal to get through. We got one more. You know, and this next portal, we're probably going to gain some players. Probably going to gain some more offensive linemen, probably a quarterback, if not just for depth purposes. And who knows? Could be a receiver or somebody, but this maybe another starting corner. But we got one more portal to see who comes in and also who may leave. So we got one more before I can really gel and just say, all right, this is what we seeing. Because if we get the right pieces, me saying, oh, okay, we just got to win. We just got to not lose 2 of those big 3 games. We just got to win we just got to make sure to win 1 of those 3 big games. That could turn into, man, we might not lose none of these games to nobody. Portal and add a few pieces, it could. And that ain't no homer talk. That's just me knowing what's on the roster talk. So a lot of people don't know the roster. So when you talk to me, you got to know the roster. You don't know the roster, we ain't talking about nothing. You ain't talking about nothing me. You got to know the roster. You know, a lot of people don't know it. That's just a fact. You know what I'm saying? But we might not need that other corner. They might already have that other starting corner in-house. We'll see. You know, we'll see. But it is always nice to add a guy that has played starter minutes, that has started games before, you know, just for depth purposes. Because new starters, when new starters come new starter growing pains. Just like with Keon Sabb when Rod Moore was dinged up. He was having growing pains early in the year. Now by the time we got to the playoff, he was beasting. And he was just rotating in with Makari and Rod. You know? New starter comes new starter growing pains. Hey, when Trente Jones, all those games he had played, when he became a starter, he was making a few bonehead mistakes. Then by the time we got to the playoff, he knocked off that rust and was ready to be a true starter. You know? So, that's just that on that. But yeah, this next portal, we just got to get through this next one. That's the most important thing right now. Getting through this next one without losing any important players and hopefully adding a few pieces to contribute to this year. Then we locked in, and then I'm gonna either get more confident or I'm gonna be like, okay, let me see. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, I'm still confident because I'm gonna go back to where I started because I know a lot of people may have missed it. The college football has changed. You know, the goal now, before you had to have a great regular season to make the playoff. You could only win 1 game, maybe none, to make the playoff. 4 teams. With all these conferences, you can only have 4 teams in the playoff. You got to have a great regular season. But now it's changed. You don't have to have a great regular season to win a national championship. You could lose 2 games and make the playoff. Some years you might be able to lose 3 games and make the playoff, depending on who those 3 losses are to. You know what I'm saying? So Michigan possibly this year could make the playoff with 3 losses. And I know somebody's going to say, oh no. Well, and I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just throwing a hypothetical out there. I'm just throwing a hypothetical out there for people, because college football has changed. People don't think. So let me think for you. College football has changed. So let's say Michigan was to lose to, and this isn't saying we're going to lose to them. This is just hypothetical. Let's say Michigan was to lose to Texas, Ohio State, and to Oregon. Ohio State's going to be a top 4 to 5 team all year because their schedule is a cakewalk. With all the talent they bringing back, Ohio State's going to be up there. Boom, that's a top team. Texas is probably going to be a top team also. Dependent, I don't know though. Texas is going to be up there, you know. I don't know how good of a season they're going to have. They're going to be up there. And then let's say we lost to Oregon. Those are going to be 3 top 25 teams. Those are probably going to be the best 3 losses in the country. So it's possible, depending on how it shakes out this year, you can still probably make the playoff with that. Because it's 12 teams. You know what I'm saying? Because most years when you after you get past the top, once you get past about the top 6, well, not even that. Once you get past the top 2 teams, there's usually, now you get to your 1 losses. Once you get past the top 7 or 8, now you got teams with 2 losses. Once you get past the top 10, now you got teams with 3 losses. So, depending on the year. So that's why I say it's a possibility you could make the playoff with 3 losses this year. And that's the goal. The goal is to just get in the playoff. All right. Clean slate. Them losses don't matter now. So all you want to do is give yourself a chance to make the playoff and get that clean slate. And hopefully by that time, you're playing your best ball. So college football has changed. You want to get through that clean slate, get to that playoff, have your clean slate. And now you got 4 more games to try to win a championship. You want to get through those 4 games to win a championship, or those 3 games. You know, but if you're a team that goes through the regular season undefeated, because you know there's pressure and expectations with going undefeated through the regular season. And I think Ohio State is going to feel that pressure just because I don't think a lot of them have changed the mindset of how they're thinking. Come on. Oh, my bad. Got you. I don't think a lot of their fan bases has changed the mindset on where they're thinking. So they're still going to expect we need to go undefeated to make the playoff and all that, when you really don't. You know what I'm saying? So that adds pressure to your team. So boom, let's say you do make it through the regular season undefeated with all that pressure. Guess what? The pressure only gets bigger once you make the playoff. Now the real season starts. After all that pressure of the regular season, now the real season starts, the playoff. Now you got another 4 games or 3 games, even more pressure filled to win the championship. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel about it. You know, the pressure the pressure's a little bit different this year. I think the pressure's on Ohio State to just straight go undefeated even with the playoff, just undefeated at, what is that? 17 games? You know what I'm saying? I mean, once you get to the playoff, you can't lose or you out. So, But for Michigan, the goal is to just make the playoff. Ohio State, with their easy schedule and all they done brought back, they're pretty much, I'm already penciling them into the playoff. With Michigan's, all we've lost with coaches, the players, and our schedule, which is tough this year, we just want to make the playoff. We just want to make the playoff because it's 12 teams. You know what I'm saying? We just want our shot to defend that title. Now, depending on who we get in the portal, who we lose in this last portal, now that expectation can go up or down for me. Now, if we get another starting corner, we get a quarterback that I can see some film on, like, oh, this is that dude, I can already see it. Then my expectation, like, all right, we gonna be in the playoff and we going to repeat. Right now, I'm like, we just want to make the playoff, because once you get in the playoff, it's like the NCAA tournament to me. Hey, let's get it. We're just trying to get in there to have our chance. 8. Go Blue, 10 wins should get you in the playoff. A normal year, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off of here. A normal year, 10 wins was, all right, we had an okay season. We had a good season. Not bad. But now, 10 wins is, you can still go out and win a championship. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the difference. 10 wins was, now, 10 wins is, all right, let's go win a championship. That's the difference. So I need people to understand that. Now, 10 wins, that all you want is a chance to win a championship. That's all I want. So 10 wins that's straight to me. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. They messed around and let us get in this tournament. Let's go win it. You get me? And we are the king of the North. Somebody must be trolling. I can't see. I can't get him this time. Y'all on his head. I see y'all on his head, whoever it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem. Because I've been just thinking about it, because the landscape has changed for college football, and what's deemed a good season is about to change, because the real goal is to have a chance to win a championship. Before, only 4 teams, so you had to have a great regular season. You don't have to have a great regular season coming up, and it's about to go to 14 in a couple years. So that's what it is. But I appreciate y'all. I'm about to get off of here, get this day started. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, go Blue.